Welcome back to our channel. Today, we are delving into a subject that is often misunderstood, yet incredibly important for those who have had relationships with narcissists. We'll explore how narcissists deal with their own suffering and how their responses can affect those around them. Whether you are currently dealing with a narcissist or reflecting on past experiences, understanding these dynamics can be crucial to navigating and managing these challenging relationships. Narcissistic personality disorder, NPD, is characterized by an inflated sense of self-importance, a deep need for excessive admiration, and a distinct lack of empathy. This personality disorder can make interactions with narcissists particularly challenging, especially when they are experiencing emotional pain or distress. Despite their outward appearance of confidence and superiority, narcissists are not immune to suffering. The way they handle their emotional struggles, however, is shaped by their unique personality traits and coping mechanisms. Do narcissists experience regret or emotional pain? Contrary to what one might assume, narcissists do experience emotional pain and regret. Their emotional landscape is complex, and their suffering can be profound. However, their reactions to these feelings are heavily influenced by their need to maintain a facade of invulnerability and superiority. Rather than addressing their pain directly, narcissists often engage in behaviors that allow them to avoid confronting their inner turmoil. When narcissists find themselves in distress, their initial response is typically anger. This anger is not merely a reaction to external events, but a defensive mechanism designed to shield them from facing their own vulnerabilities. For a narcissist, acknowledging their own suffering or admitting fault can be profoundly threatening to their self-image. Therefore, they often channel their emotional pain into outward displays of anger and frustration, using these as a means to protect their fragile sense of self. Shifting blame. One of the most prevalent strategies narcissists use to cope with their suffering is shifting blame onto others. This tactic involves redirecting responsibility for their emotional state away from themselves and onto external factors or individuals. This can manifest in various ways, from blaming a partner for their unhappiness to attributing their failures to external circumstances. By externalizing the source of their problems, narcissists protect their self-image and avoid the discomfort of self-examination. For instance, a narcissist might say, "If only you had been more supportive, I wouldn't be in this mess," or "My financial problems are because of your actions." This strategy serves multiple purposes. It absolves the narcissist of responsibility, deflects attention away from their own flaws, and reinforces their narrative of being a victim of circumstances beyond their control. Historical referencing. In addition to shifting blame, narcissists frequently engage in historical referencing. This involves drawing on past grievances or issues from their upbringing to justify their current emotional state. By linking their present suffering to past events, narcissists attempt to validate their current feelings and avoid addressing the root causes of their distress. For example, a narcissist might say, "I'm struggling now because my family never supported me," or "I'm reacting this way because of unresolved issues from my childhood." This approach allows them to frame their current suffering as a continuation of past injustices rather than as an issue that requires introspection or change. Exerting pressure on others. Another common strategy employed by narcissists is exerting pressure on those around them to change their behavior. Narcissists often believe that if others were to act differently, their own misery would be alleviated. They might issue demands or ultimatums, such as, "You need to change your behavior to make me happy," or "Why can't you be more understanding?" This manipulation is designed to place the responsibility for their emotional well-being on others. By creating a sense of urgency and making others feel as though they are the cause of the narcissist's distress, Narcissists attempt to control their environment and secure the validation they crave. Expressing rage. When narcissists experience suffering, their rage can be intense and overwhelming. This anger is often directed at those around them, with the hope of eliciting a change in behavior or securing an apology. The underlying belief is that by displaying strong emotions, they can compel others to address their grievances and alleviate their distress. For those on the receiving end, dealing with a narcissist's rage can be emotionally draining. The volatility of their reactions and the unpredictability of their anger create a high-stress environment where individuals must constantly navigate the narcissist's emotional turbulence while attempting to maintain their own sense of stability. Passive-aggressive behavior. If overt anger does not achieve the desired results, narcissists may resort to passive-aggressive behavior. This form of indirect hostility involves sulking, withdrawing affection, or expressing contempt in subtle ways. Passive-aggressive behavior can be particularly confusing and distressing, as it creates a climate of uncertainty and tension. In passive-aggressive interactions, the narcissist's behavior may include giving the silent treatment, making sarcastic remarks, or engaging in subtle forms of sabotage. The goal is to manipulate emotions and prompt a change in behavior from those around them, while avoiding direct confrontation or acknowledgement of their own role in the conflict. High rationalization. Rationalization is another coping mechanism frequently used by narcissists. This involves creating elaborate justifications for their actions and circumstances, often to the point of absurdity. By rationalizing their behavior, narcissists attempt to protect their self-image and avoid facing the reality of their actions. For example, a narcissist might say, "This situation only occurred because of this specific issue," or "You need to understand the context of my statements." High rationalization allows narcissists to maintain their narrative of victimhood and avoid taking responsibility for their behavior. Seeking a complaint buddy. Narcissists often seek out a complaint buddy to share their grievances and receive validation. This person, typically a friend or acquaintance, listens to the narcissist's complaints and offers sympathy and agreement. By sharing their frustrations with a sympathetic ear, narcissists experience a temporary sense of relief and affirmation. The role of the complaint buddy is crucial in reinforcing the narcissist's feelings of being wronged and maintaining their narrative of victimhood. This external validation provides a temporary escape from their emotional pain and allows them to continue with their usual behaviors without addressing the underlying issues. Superficial confession. Occasionally, narcissists may make superficial confessions when their role in a problem is undeniable. These confessions are often marked by a lack of genuine remorse or introspection. Instead, the narcissist might admit to a mistake, but quickly move on, focusing on minimizing the issue rather than engaging in meaningful self-reflection. For example, a narcissist might say, "I admit that I shouldn't have said that, but let's move on," without taking the opportunity to explore the impact of their actions or consider ways to change their behavior. This superficial approach allows them to avoid deeper emotional work and return to their usual patterns of behavior. Avoiding therapy. While some narcissists may seek therapy, their approach often reflects their typical patterns of complaint and blame. In therapy, narcissists may focus on externalizing their problems and seeking validation from the therapist, rather than engaging in self-reflection. They might use therapy sessions to reinforce their narrative of victimhood and seek sympathy from the therapist. This approach to therapy often leads to a lack of meaningful progress, as narcissists are more interested in validating their perspective than in addressing the underlying issues that contribute to their distress. As a result, therapy may not always lead to significant changes in their behavior or emotional well-being. Self-soothing techniques. To cope with their emotional pain, narcissists may resort to self-soothing techniques that provide immediate pleasure or distraction. These can include indulging in alcohol, recreational drugs, overeating, or engaging in excessive retail therapy. These behaviors offer a temporary escape from their suffering, but do nothing to address the underlying emotional issues. Narcissists may also immerse themselves in activities that provide immediate gratification, such as playing video games for extended periods, exercising excessively, or binge-watching television shows. These self-indulgent behaviors serve as a way to avoid confronting their emotions and addressing the root causes of their distress. Withdrawal and rebellion. In some instances, narcissists may withdraw from those around them as a way to cope with their suffering. This withdrawal can manifest as avoidance behavior, where the narcissist becomes distant and uncommunicative. They might also engage in rebellious actions, such as partying excessively or openly defying those around them, as a way to assert control and manage their emotions. This rebellion can also appear as a refusal to cooperate or collaborate with others, creating additional tension and conflict. By withdrawing or acting out, narcissists attempt to escape their emotional pain and assert their autonomy while avoiding the need for introspection or change. Immersing in work. Narcissists might throw themselves into work as a means of escaping their emotional distress. This retreat into work allows them to focus on external achievements and avoid confronting their feelings. They might use work as a distraction or a way to assert control over their environment, saying things like, "I need to focus on my projects." While immersing in work can provide a temporary respite from their emotional pain, it does not address the underlying issues contributing to their suffering. This avoidance behavior allows narcissists to maintain their usual patterns of behavior without engaging in meaningful self-reflection. The absence of introspection. A defining feature of narcissistic behavior is the lack of introspection. Narcissists rarely engage in deep self-examination or consider questions about their own character and identity. They are more likely to focus on blaming external factors and individuals for their problems, rather than exploring their own role in their suffering. The absence of introspection prevents narcissists from addressing their emotional pain in a meaningful way. Without exploring questions about their essence and character, they remain trapped in their patterns of behavior, unable to achieve genuine emotional growth or healing. The path to change. For narcissists to genuinely overcome their suffering and improve their behavior, they would need to engage in self-reflection and personal growth. This involves exploring questions about their essence, embracing qualities such as self-restraint and mutual acceptance, and focusing on building genuine connections with others. However, this level of introspection is rare among narcissists, as they often view such self-examination as a sign of weakness or irrelevance. The journey toward personal growth and change requires a willingness to confront uncomfortable truths and make meaningful changes in behavior, which is often challenging for individuals with narcissistic traits. Conclusion. Understanding how narcissists cope with their own suffering can provide valuable insights into the dynamics of these relationships. By recognizing their ineffective strategies and the absence of genuine introspection, you can better navigate interactions with narcissists and manage the impact of their behavior on your own well-being. For those affected by narcissistic behavior, focusing on personal growth and self-improvement is essential. By committing to self-examination and addressing your own emotional needs, you can create meaningful change in your life. Your journey toward healing and fulfillment begins with a commitment to understanding yourself and making choices that support your well-being. If you found this video insightful, please like, comment, and share your thoughts below. Your engagement helps us reach more people who may benefit from this information. Don't forget to subscribe for more insights and support on your journey. Thank you for joining us today.